Britcar Endurance Round 3. We're at Snetterton, a technical high-speed circuit that presents a brand new challenge for Nick Casey. Despite spending time in the simulator, today's Friday practice is Nick's first experience of Snetterton in the real world. And as any driver will tell you, no amount of sim work can prepare you for physical demands of being in the car. The grip through the corners, the feel of the tyres, the G-force on your body. This is where theory meets reality. With Adriano stepping back from this session, the spotlight is firmly on Nick. It's now down to him, the student, the rookie racer, to put everything he's learned into practice and deliver for Box 3. This is more than just a practice session, it's a test of progress, pressure and potential. If you're following our story, you'll find links to previous episodes in the description below. And if you're new to the channel, please consider liking and subscribing. We're documenting the journey from the inside and would love for you to ride along with us. Let's catch up with Nick after his first session on track.
We just practiced pit stops now, something that we need to work it on. We lost a lot of time last time at Silverstone. We lost 20 seconds on both, adding both pit lanes, pit stop. And the pace is getting there. To be fair to Nick, it's his first time on his car in this track. So he only had one session in another car, in our Box 3 Motorsport car. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult this weekend for Nick. We're going to be catching up a little bit with it. Lots of people has much more experience than him, but he's doing well, we'll see. Okay, so let's make a summary of what we're gonna working on the session 2.
Yeah.
Okay. We notice we have improved on corner 1, brilliant. Corner 2, we need to lift your eyes up to the apex of the corner. You need to go into the apex a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what we improved there.
I need to do that all the way around. I need to look up all the way around.
Yeah.
I feel my head tipping down.
Let's put the map of the track here. That gives us a good understanding of what we say. Okay, here we are okay.
Yeah.
We need to be slightly more towards the apex in there, on the entrance of the corner. Same here, we can be slightly more aggressive.
Yeah.
Okay. I really like the way you're doing the hairpin now. It's something that we're working on from the other day we were testing here. So that was an improvement. Okay. So all good at Hamilton as well. We're gonna carry on the same as August. Now we need to be more aggressive towards the apex at Williams as well, because here you are washing the car out too much. Didn't got a good exit, as you rightly mentioned. We had big mistakes done under the bridge and Nelson, but that, as you said, is something that you pointed out. Clearly you're going to improve it on that by having one lower gear for Nelson there.
Yeah.
Okay, and then consequently you're going to be better as you go into bomb hold. Is that a good summary for the second session?
Yeah.
Let's have more concentration, less unnecessarily expectation.
After reviewing the data from the first session, it's time for Nick to head back out and start chasing faster lap times. With support from Data Motorsport engineers, every adjustment to the generator is made with one goal in mind: giving Nick the best possible setup ahead of tomorrow's race.
Okay, let me start again. You're gonna watch it for me, and I want you to have a look. I want you to see where there was an improvement, where there wasn't. Okay.
Missed the apex, but better speed, I think.
Better speed, yeah. We just need to be at this point
pull it in just a little
pull
bit
it
more.
in a little bit more, yeah. Saving to the apex, but it's miles better than before.
Yeah.
We got it all wrong there, did we? Don't know. Let me just look again.
Yeah, I
but
went too deep.
yeah.
I broke too late. I broke a fraction of a second too late, which
Yeah.
and I chose to wait to turn in with it on the right speed.
Your brake, something we said on the previous session is your braking is now better, and it was better there as well. Okay.
Something weird happening as I'm slowing down there.
And unfortunately, there was a little juddering on the brakes there. That seems to have worked much better. Your corner is much better overall. Sessions you improve a lot. There was a lot of things that we could just sit down the data, look, analyze. You went out there and you improve. Of course, that braking is the hardest thing to do, but it's one of the most important things to do because that's what's gonna make our confidence rise even further. Yeah. You know, you're driving really well, so many other stuff that I ask you to do, you improve well, but we really need to work on that braking. A really good day. I'm really pleased and proud of you. Well done.
Cheers, mate. It was so many things to improve on at the start. I was a bit frustrated out of the blocks today.
Yeah.
But the session, once I managed to get that out of my head and get the frustration out, feedback, and putting that into practice.
So we're now ready to go, qualifying tomorrow. We need to try tomorrow, put everything together, having in mind that we're going to have better tires. We were testing on old tires. Yeah. We're now going to have better tires, and that's going to give us an extra grip. Then comes the conversation that we have in terms of lateral G and so on. But I'm sure we can go even further on quali, and hopefully during the 2 races pick up even more and have a good result at the end of the day.
Yeah, I can't wait. I really can't.
Really productive day. Well done.
Yeah, good job.
I'm really pleased.
Thank you.
Cool.
Race day. We catch up with Nick and Adriano just moments after qualifying. The pressure was on and Nick delivered, securing P9 overall and an impressive P2 in class. It's a strong result for a driver still early in his motorsport journey, and it sets the stage for what promises to be a high-stakes doubleheader. With the car dialed in, the team behind him, all eyes are now on the race ahead.
So how did you think you did as coach? Beat you to it, bitch.
Right, let's do it serious. How was quali for you?
All right, how was it for you?
I was quite pleased to see the times that you pulled with the new tires. So another step up and another big step up from what we've done yesterday. So you use the tires really well, which is what we were expecting. So now, by looking at the footage from quali, as we discussed, we know and we can see there is even more to come. Yeah. And we have a plan on how to achieve that. So I'm really looking forward to the fact that we've got a 45 minutes race. We do need to really concentrate on the things we discussed from quali, but concentrate to have a good consistency and pace, get the pit stop done properly, right, yeah. And then we're up for a good fight. What do you think?
Yeah, I really think so. It was really good to lean on the car today in a way that I haven't really experienced or had the confidence to do. And going out and quali today was really good fun.
Just trying to put in place everything we discussed on that data session that we've done there. Of course, there is more to come. I'm probably going to get a little bit more data afterwards when they release the SD card, and I'm gonna look at that in more detail because that could give us some crucial information for the second race.
Yeah.
But the plan we discussed there can be a really good plan for us to have a good race.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to the data coming in. I'm actually looking forward to the second race as well, actually. Pit stop practices went well today. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to looping it all together and fingers crossed, be able to do all the things you've asked me to do.
Cool. Good,
All right.
Let's do it.
Good luck.
Well done. Good job.
Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, as all the drivers make their way on through the final corner, well, it's time for us to go green flag racing for the first time here today at the Snetterton 300 circuit in the county of Norfolk in the United Kingdom. And as the field all piles out to the final corner, here they come then at pace, and it's going to be without further ado. Well, they made their way along, and it's lights out and away. Make the way into Palmer Corner. Let's look to the front of the field, and then we do see our top two runners starting to pull away. It's going to be that battle of the 16 and the 8. For the first time, and back onto the outer loop to complete the 300 run. Well, now we can start to see all the drivers coming on down. In fact, I think we may have a safety car, unless I'm mistaken. Give me a... That is the BMW E46 M3, our pro guest driver, who did a brilliant start. And we have Smith sitting in fourth there, the Smith and Turkington pair, and Turkington will be taking over the car in the second half. When the safety car will be coming in, and I'm sure we'll get an update on that in due course as time gradually trickles away. And that is the number 40 machine there with the green sun strip over the top of it. So that's one of our trophy machine. We've already lost the best part there of 6.5 minutes to 7 minutes, as we do see there the 110 being lifted off the circuit. We're gradually making its way on through, and very unfortunate there for our number 110 machine, that being the Janetta class machine from 118 Rescue and Data Motorsport. It is time to go green flag racing as they roar the way down the start finish straight, up the centre straight they go in toward Richards Bend, and as they do, the top two pulling away immediately, but there's the battle between Barton and Smith heading into the opening corner, and as we do have the number 68 McLaren of Morgan looking to take on another driver, and that's going to be a move on one of our Janettas there. midfield gradually gapping itself out again, particularly at the front, but all the fighting right now happening outside the top 10 or at the bottom end of it. Hold up a second, we go from, I think, one Team Brit machine to another. Is that the Team Brit McLaren 570 GT4 that's parked up there?
During what was a perfectly executed pit stop for Nick, drama unfolded elsewhere on track. One of the Team Brit McLarens suffered a heavy impact, slamming into the barriers at high speed. The crash triggered another immediate safety car, neutralising the race once again while marshals rushed to clear the stricken vehicle. Momentum paused, strategy disrupted. It was another reminder of how quickly endurance racing can shift.
More about what's going on there, and well, the marshals definitely right now and deciding what to do, and I believe we also do have the medical teams there as well. But there's the number 68 Team Britcar. There we see the pictures where it looks as though a good chunk of the floor panel on the underside of the front has come off.
With the stricken Team Brit McLaren finally cleared from the circuit, the safety car pulls in and the race roars back to life. For Nick, this is the moment he's been waiting for, a final window of opportunity to push for Ginetta to the limit and fight for every position before the checkered flag drops.
The attack, and that is going to be a charge in Rumble number 60. He wants to try and make a bit more progress in order to move forward, run away from Jones and the TCR lead, but down to the brakes they go, and in to Wilson, well not Wilson, Agostini. There's your challenge leaders as they head in toward Hamilton, and right now Gamble does not want to be caught up behind all this, but as they all come out, Hamilton is 3-1 on exit with the Team Brit 38 moves forward. There comes Gamble up the inside of one, up the inside of two. He goes for a 2-for-1 special and he gets it. My good lord, and that is a decisive dive there, and that's important because look at how he now frustrates Grimes. Grimes trying to go around the outside of the traffic. He's getting ready to be waved, and as they make the way onward, here's your winner, and it's going to be none other than number 16 at the Crossline Victorious Overall Challenge, and that's going to be victory for Evercourse and Red River Sport, and it will be ahead of none other than Tom Burnett GT's Steve Gamble, who finishes second, and Malone takes third in number 74, and then we will have our pro guest machine, the GT class, taking full part of
Why does it seem like you were slower?
It seemed like the car was a bit slower.
Yeah, it really did. You're not kidding. You're not the only one to think it. I don't know. We're going to need to look into it, 'cause I don't know what has changed, but yeah, I don't know why.
Race 1 was a tough result for Nick. Despite qualifying P9 overall and P2 in class, he was spun out early and caught behind multiple safety cars, ultimately finishing P21 overall but still holding on to P2 in class. With a 2-hour break before race 2, Nick takes time to reset mentally and prepare to launch a comeback, starting once again from P21 and determined to claw his way back through the grid.
Is going to get underway, but as they make the way along, then it will be our pole sitters who set the pace, and well, it'll be a joy moment.
With a bold move into the right-hander, Nick dives up the inside of the McLaren. The two cars make contact, sending the McLaren into a spin. It's a risky move, but as they say, rubbing is racing. In a desperate bid to close the gap to the pack ahead, Nick brakes late into the last corner, narrowly avoiding contact with the Aston, but the move doesn't pay off. The car runs wide onto the grass and he drops several places down the order. That costly mistake means Nick now has to dig deep and fight his way back through the field. Thankfully, the Ginetta is formidable around Snetterton. With incredible grip through the corners and strong traction on the exit, lap by lap, Nick claws his way back up the order, determined to recover lost ground. With the pit stop complete and Nick holding P2 in class, the objective was clear: close the gap and find the pace to challenge the lead 118 Rescue Ginetta driven by Dave May and Mark Skeet. Still running P2 in class, all Nick needs to do is pass the 118 Ginetta to take the lead. Lap after lap, he piles on the pressure, relentlessly hunting it down. With a bold lunge up the inside, Nick makes a move for the overtake, but the 118 holds firm, refusing to give up position. In the final corner before the start-finish straight, the 118 Ginetta dives up the inside of the Seat in a daring move to create space between him and Nick. But the gamble doesn't pay off. The two collide, the Ginetta bounces off the curb and the Seat is forced onto the grass. It's chaos, and Nick seizes the moment. This is his chance, his only chance to take the lead. And just when it seems things couldn't get any worse for the 118 team, disaster strikes. The Ginetta suffers a catastrophic engine failure, forcing them to retire from the race.
Oh no, and that it is the 110 that is crawling along here, and after a great recovery and a brilliant start to this race, battling for the Ginetta class lead.
At the same time, the sister Ginetta from Dayton Motorsport, piloted by Marco Anastasi and Maurizio Siglio, is also forced to retire due to drive shaft failure. A tough break for the team.
5 seconds left on the clock. Well, the inevitable here is that we are going to be seeing this race end under safety car.
Nick crosses the line, P10 overall and P1 in class, a phenomenal result after making up 11 places from the start. It was a complete team effort, from Adriano's expert coaching in the lead up to a lightning fast pit stop that kept Nick in the fight. This was more than just a race, it was a statement. Box3 Motorsport showed what determination, teamwork and driver development can deliver. A truly well-earned and hard-fought victory.
Yes! Come on! Finished! Good work, well done.
Oh, yes. 2 races. We finished that one. No. Oh, might need a bit more tape to put the car back together. Oh. Yes, baby. Well done, boys. Not as effort.
That was a fucking solid.
Yeah, fuck yes. Cheers, Paul. Thank you. Oh.
And Dave's engine looks like it's gone.
Yeah, he went up in smoke. I saw him go off. We had a bit of a tussle as well. Yeah, it was good. It was really fun battling with him, to be fair. But I knew if I had a couple more, I had him anyway before he went off.
Yeah, you were in front
Look at the footage. I have no idea.
You don't remember?
No. Oh, I really compare that to the first race, irrespective of where we go. It was so much more fun, so much better. Smiles. I love that you lot came today. Thank you. And where's Tom? Thank you.
Cool, well done.
Thank you,
mate.
everybody.
Good job. On here. Can you stay here, you two? Can you come here, you two?
Come in. Yeah.
So, look.
Yeah, ain't got time.
We just wanna, when you're recording, tell me. Good. Guys, we just wanna let you know that it's great work. So most of the time as a racing team, we don't sing the right praise for the people who are behind the scenes, and those boys has been doing a great job. So we just very thankful for the team we have behind us. It was a very successful day, and that's because of their work.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done, boys.
Cool.
Appreciate it.
It was all me.
Tell me action.
Look at him! He's like a born presenter, born TV presenter.
Can you take one tiny step back, Adriano? Yeah, stop there.
Can you give me? Can I just stop? Cut.
Well, eventful day.
Correct.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
So we had a first race with far too many safety cars for my liking, and unfortunately couldn't get into the rhythm. How it was for you? How do you feel?
First race was very, very frustrating. Couldn't get into the rhythm. The safety cars were disrupting the flow, not just of me, but of everybody. It was a bit of a calamity out there, to be honest. And I was getting pushed and pulled and bumped around, which was frustrating. I felt like a little bit bullied at one point.
Rubbing is racing.
Rubbing's racing, yeah. It was what it was, and we had to get through it anyway, which we did. We'd finished, and I came out a bit cross.
Yeah.
With myself more than anything, I think, really. And I had to do a bit of a reset.
There is a lot to learn from that. We need to revisit that race, speak more about it, because there are things to learn. We're gonna go through it when we settle down. We're gonna do a good debrief about the whole thing. On pace, you overtook the guy in second.
Yeah.
You overtook the guy in first. On the track, you were in first place when he had his DNF, which is a shame. We like Dave, he's a good racer.
He was.
And it was
really
nice to see you have a dice with him. What is more important about this whole thing is another step into the learning curve that we are having.
Yeah.
All the difficulties we face during this weekend is something really good for us to, like I said, revisit and learn from it.
Yeah, it's an amazing journey. I'm loving it.
Cool.
And I can't wait for Thruxton.
Good, let's do it. Nice one.
I'm
gonna change dog. You're gonna hang my helmet.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed the action from round 3 at Snetterton. The journey continues at Thruxton for round 4, and we've got plenty more coming your way. So if you haven't already, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. We'll see you in the next one.